by a target company for an acquisition, you go and meet the, the company management and the founders, and it's a very, within 10 minutes there's a professional dialogue, term sheets can sign up in as quickly as 2 to 3 weeks. But in India, it's a much slower process, and also because the decision making is much more, it's much more spread out. So it's actually understanding how the hierarchy in these systems work, because you have a lot of family-owned businesses where there's a hierarchy of age and a hierarchy. So even if the grandfather is living, ultimately the decision making will be going up to his level. So you can talk to the professional management ultimately, but there's a huge difference in India between employees and owners. And the owners are the ones, and even amongst the owners, there's always this interesting dynamic between the three brothers and the grandfather and all these other things. So the whole family structure is actually very important to understand. And then the other one I want to mention is that, which we here in India take for granted, is astrology. So one of the deals, and it's a funny incident, but one of my deals, we signed the deal, we were going to, the CEO and the whole team flew down on Monday, we were going to sign on Thursday, and suddenly on Wednesday night I get a call from a lawyer on the other side saying, I'm sorry, but the deal can't be signed tomorrow. And my CEO is freaking out, right? He's like, we've spent 9 months, this deal is never going to close. He had to go to Hong Kong the next day. So I called up the lawyer on the other side and I said, is this a Panditji issue? Because it was really that in India, one thing, part of the culture is that people will not sign a deal unless it's a good day. And it has to be, the starting of any venture has to be. So I told my CEO, go to Hong Kong, come back and just sign next week. And that's something that happened flawlessly. But the thing is, understanding the culture, for Americans, this makes no sense. Like if you told them that the Maruti car, you bought it and you want it on a Sunday, it's not a good day and they won't even deliver it, it makes no rational sense. But in India, it's very much part of it. And some of the unique challenges, and I'll just mention one thing. For example, in infrastructure deals, land acquisition is one of the biggest challenges, right? And one of the things people talk about, there's public-private partnerships, money, this, that, but there's some unique things to India specifically. For example, we have laws in our books that says that restricts the removal of religious monuments. And monuments are defined very broadly. It's not just a temple or a mosque, but any person sitting under a tree with some pictures of gods and worshipping it for 3 weeks qualifies. So if you look at the Mumbai airport, and you look at the road that goes from South Bombay to Mumbai airport, actually it snakes around. It has to go around those religious monuments, and there are 90 monuments it has to go through. So these are some of the very unique cultural challenges in India. So for companies like US companies operating in India, if you think of, I'm going to operate in India just like I do in China and all over Europe, it does not work. There's a huge layer of cultural sensitivity. And the understanding for you as lawyers, being good lawyers, being a technical lawyer is a good thing, but also to understand really how do you get to your goal of closing the transaction. And there are a lot of things that you have to do, and cultural sensitivity is a very important one that I don't think people give enough due credit to, because it underlies all of transactions, whether it's relationships and business relationships are just like any other relationships. So I will end on that.